Another one to please the channel bootlickers now, as this time we're reporting on a crash that occurred in London on the evening of the 31st of January. This time, however, not involving the police, but rather the London Ambulance Service. The ambulance, said to have been responding to a 999 emergency call, was flipped onto its side at around 11 p.m. on Tuesday night between Marylebone Road and Baker Street. Sherlock Holmes did attend the scene, but instead went back home for a pipe and a fiddle on his fiddle, as he could see his skills were not needed, as it appeared this was a case of another emergency service driver feeling invincible with their blues and twos and failing to yield at a set of traffic lights and being T-boned by a double-decker bus. For the bootlickers, yes, police, ambulance, fire do need to slow at red lights, and in their own driver training it says they should consider and treat stop signs, red lights, etc. as give-way signs. Give-way signs mean that they must give way to traffic on the road they intend to join, even with blues and twos. The traffic on the road they intend on joining has priority, and the motorists must wait for this traffic to pass and wait for a suitable gap before joining the new road. Of course, they can slowly edge out until someone stops and lets them go, but flying through red lights is not part of their training and constitutes careless driving at the very least. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, nor were any arrests made, but the incident did half make a mess. London Ambulance Service has said it is investigating the incident. A London Ambulance Service spokesperson said, "We were called at 11:06 p.m. on Tuesday, 31st of January to reports of a road traffic collision involving an ambulance responding to an emergency call and a London bus on Marylebone Road at the junction with Baker Street Northwest 1. Another ambulance was dispatched to the original incident. We then sent multiple resources to the scene, including an ambulance crew, an incident response officer, members of our hazardous area response team and London's Air Ambulance. There were no injuries on the bus as a result of the collision. The ambulance crew involved were taken to hospital for further checks." So, I do hope that, number one, the bootlickers are now happy, and number two, that you have learned something. Emergency vehicles are to consider and treat stop signs, red lights, etc. as give-way signs, and cannot by any means just blast through them thinking they have unfettered right of way.